welcome to this new episode of our program, The Beat. Well, as we promised you, we're gonna get you each single tiny megabeat happening on our beautiful land in Egypt. So please stay tuned with us as we will be back right after this.
The beats.
Sharif al-Daba is the first authorized teacher in Egypt and the Middle East to carry the complete vocal technique license. During his 3-year education in Denmark, he studied professional coaching and singing, enforced by the latest in-depth researches, tools, and high-level techniques available to date, along with extremely talented and advanced singers from all around the world. Through his coaching, he assists people to achieve and maintain a perfectly healthy vocal output, whether in singing or in speech, by working on breathing and support, vocal projection, expanding the vocal range, altering color, blending, tuning issues, and precision of vowels. Accordingly, he works with singers, choirs, actors, teachers, trainers, voice-over artists, and many others. He also worked with people with stuttering issues and managed great results. Ever since the completion of his education, he has been collaborating and assisting some of the most talented and prospective singers around Egypt. He's currently the personal vocal coach for several national and international stars like the Arabian diva Samira Said, Shireen Abdul Wahab, Amr Mustafa, and others, as well as providing on-demand technical support during their studio recording sessions and live performances. Believing that everybody can sing, Sharif also finds great passion in working with beginners and amateur-level singers. He believes that there is no greater pleasure than to see young artists or singers conquer their own technical difficulties and challenges and see them break through their obstacles, having a brighter and more positive view onto their lives. He's known for motivating the people he works with and boosting their self-esteem as it plays a crucial part in their vocal output.
Pleasure tonight to interview with me Mr. Sharif al-Daba, the vocal coach. How are you doing?
Hello, I am all well.
So basically, what is a vocal coach and what does he or she do?
Well, a vocal coach is responsible to make the voice get out in the most healthiest way and using vocal technique. It's actually we're involved in everything related to the voice. We train teachers, we train actors, we train singers, of course. We train speech givers, the radio host. Anything that is related to the voice, a vocal coach is responsible to maintain the voice and help the voice come out in the most healthiest way possible.
Season the stone cold tomb. Oh.
should a vocal coach be originally a singer?
Yeah, well, not a performer in the essence of it, but they have to know some sort of vocal technique, because in order to teach it, you have to try it yourself first, and it only makes sense to apply what you know, and you have to be able to give vocal examples for the singer with your own voice. But you don't have to be a superstar or anything, because a lot of teachers, they're very successful, and they themselves, they're not real singers. It's mainly about how to deliver the technique in the best possible way.
You just mentioned that singers and public speakers and radio hosts and more need vocal coaches. What exactly do they need?
Well, when I'm an actor, I need to perform with the voice. I need to give different characters. Maybe it's it's an angry character. Maybe it's a happy character. Maybe it's an old character or a young character. These are different voice qualities, and you need to know how to control the voice to deliver the correct tone for it, the correct color for it. We give directions in terms of that, and so we give directions in terms of how to deliver that character in the best possible way vocally. I say anybody who uses their voice, it's better for them to know how to control it, because it only makes sense that the receiver gets what they really want to deliver with their own voices. So if I'm successful in that, then I transferred or interpreted what I want to say in a correct form. Time to say goodbye.
How do you pick the right vocal coach, or what should you be looking for in a vocal coach?
Well, a vocal coach has to be very patient, of course. They have to be very welcoming and empathetic also. They have to have very, very good knowledge about the anatomy of the voice, anatomy of the body, the breathing system, the muscles involved. It's very important that a vocal coach also is not judgmental. They don't apply their own taste on the singer. It's very important, because the purpose of the coach is not like a factory line and they're just producing products, they have to leave space for the singer or the artist to have their own taste applied and their own flavor. And it's very important that that coach does not take that. So yeah, it's a matter of chemistry, of course, between the singer and the coach. But I would say that the very important point is the coach has to be very patient, because the voice is not a digital instrument. It is affected by many factors, sometimes emotional, sometimes psychological. So when the coach is aware of that, then they'll take care of the singer very well.
Let me be your freedom, let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you.
How could you describe the voice machine?
Well, it's very malleable. You could really do a lot of things with it, and you could really change the character of the voice upon choice and by your own will. And with the more modern research on the voice nowadays, it shows that you could really control it and change it to your liking. It sort of defies the perception that we're born with a certain voice, and this is what we have for the rest of our lives, which is not true. Of course, everybody has their own character, and no matter how I change the voice, people will still know that Sharif is singing, or X is singing, or Y is singing. But the point is, we sing different songs, we sing different moods, we sing different genres, and the voice should accommodate that. And to that, and also I should be able to control it. I always give that example about the voice, that it's like the car, and it's important that I know that this is the steering wheel, this is the shift, the gear, or the gas pedal. And I know each and every item on its own, but I need to be able to drive and operate the car. And it's that. So we work with a voice that, we teach that there's color, there's tone, there's breathing, and we put all that together. And then I drive, then I sing, then I use it.
So some singers think that it is enough to be taking singing lessons. Is it enough, or do they need vocal coaching as well?
Well, there are two factors when you talk about the voice. If you're talking about singing, there's the musical part, which there's music education, and there's also the vocal technique itself. And I would say also in speech there's music involved, because when you talk, you use tones and you go up and down in frequencies. So of course, the person or the talent has to have some sort of musical background involved, and that helps with the musicality of that person and the interpretation. So it's very important that the singer knows how to use the voice. We're not there just to listen to the voice itself. We are there to listen to the story, And when we watch or listen to a singer, we have to understand what they want to say. We have to understand the story, what's there between the lines also. And to do that, you have to have very good knowledge about the vocal technique, so you could accommodate to the story. So it's not just about the singing or the voice, just raw, I would say. There has to be some, deep essence into it through the vocal technique.
So the abbreviation CVT is hitting the town now. What is CVT?
It's complete vocal technique. This is a school in Denmark, Complete Vocal Institute. It's the leading school in Europe, and I'm licensed to teach that course. I'm the first licensed teacher in Egypt to hold that license, and it all depends on creating a terminology into the vocal technique, where it's concrete, where it's fast, and where it has only one meaning. We really have some deep research about the voice and the anatomy, and we also teach that to the singers, because they have to know the instrument they're using, and we really, it depends on fast effects as much as possible. It teaches that anybody can sing, and all human sounds are possible, and it could be done in a very healthy way also. So in that sense, it covers all genres also, and this is why it's, nothing is complete, of course, but it covers most of what the voice is concerned with. Yeah, that's CVT actually, and it has been. I started since last 4 years, and I've been teaching CVT here, and hopefully more to come.
So what is the best method or the best vocal technique for teaching?
Well, I wouldn't say there's that one method that works for everyone, or it's very hard to say that there's a best method. I would say what works with you, just use it. This is what matters. And there are many schools. There's also the classical method of teaching opera, which obviously works. But it's also like chemistry, and you have to click with that method, and it has to make sense to you.
Chemistry between the person and his or her voice, or
Chemistry with the method also, yes, because it has to be logical, to you, and it has to make sense. It cannot be just theoretical. It has to also be very practical. So what works, just use it. This is what I would say. And to me, CVT made a lot of sense, and it worked very quickly with me. It had an immediate effect with me. I'm classically trained, and I love classical music. And through CVT, I found out that you could also really sing rock, pop, metal, death metal even, and you would not hurt your voice, and you could do all together in the same time.
so you just mentioned that you started studying 4 years ago, but when did you decide to become a vocal teacher, and why? A vocal coach.
Oh, well, this was 8 years ago, and I graduated from business administration. Actually, I worked for 9 years in the business field, and I always liked to train. And whenever I worked in any of my careers, and I trained, someone in the job or in the company, I find I find pleasure doing that. And I used to sing since I was a child, so I thought to myself, well, maybe I should, put them together and start doing that. So I started working in parallel, actually, and I started to teach in parallel to my current job back then. And I found out that people, they understand, they get the technique from me. I'm able to deliver it. So I started doing this as a full time, and ever since I started to work with many singers and actors, also, and teachers, and basically anybody who uses their voice. And I find a lot of pleasure in helping others, actually. So far so good.
So are there any music genres that could be harmful for the voice?
No, I wouldn't say so, because it's not about what you sing, it's how you sing it. And there has been this myth that some musical styles, they harm the voice and you should never go there, and that the classical is the best possible way to start singing. That could be true with many, and it could not be true with a lot of others also. And what matters is for the person when they sing, is they understand their technique very well. You can produce all kinds of sounds of voices in a completely healthy way, and CVT teaches that in a very practical way and in depth also. And also vocal effects like distortion, growl, and rattle, screams. These things don't hurt the voice at all. We have a lot of singers, they sing up to they're 70 years old. They're pop, they're rock singers, and they have perfectly healthy voices. And we also have the same for the classical too. And we have many cases where a lot of singers and artists, they heard their voices from both genres, and because of bad technique. So it's really about how you sing, not what you see.
Oui, chrétien, c'est l'heure sur la terre où l'homme Dieu descendit jusqu'à nous pour effacer la tâche originelle et de son peine arrêter le monde entier ressaille d'espérance en cette nuit qui lui donne sauveur.
Well, that brings us to the end of this special episode of The Beat. However, there will be a part 2 for it, a continuation. So, until next week, feel the beat.